You're in the middle of intimacy, and your brain just left. You're thinking about the email you forgot to send, the laundry in the dryer, a conversation from 3 days ago. And now you're lying there, pretending to be present, while your mind is 7 places at once. If you have ADHD, this isn't just distraction. It's a neurological hijacking of your sex life. And almost no one talks about it. Here's what's really happening. ADHD isn't just about focus problems during work or school. It fundamentally changes how your brain processes pleasure, arousal, and intimacy, and the effects. They're devastating in ways most people never connect to their diagnosis. Let's start with the part that feels the most confusing: hyperfocus during sex or complete disconnection. There's no middle ground. Some people with a ADHD experience what psychologists call hypersexuality. Their brain craves the dopamine hit that comes with sexual novelty, arousal, physical touch. It is not about being obsessed with sex. It is about their brain being starved for stimulation. ADHD brains produce less dopamine naturally, so they seek out experiences that flood the system. And sex, that's one of the most potent dopamine sources available. But here's the cruel twist. The same brain that craves intensity can't sustain presence. So you might pursue sex desperately, but once you're in it, your mind wanders. You're there physically, but mentally, you're gone. And your partner feels it. They ask, "Are you okay?" And you don't know how to explain that your brain just switched tabs mid-intimacy without your permission. Now let's talk about the other side, the one people whisper about but rarely admit: ADHD and sexual shutdown. For some people with ADHD, sex becomes impossible, not because they don't want it, but because their brain is so overwhelmed by executive dysfunction that the idea of intimacy feels like one more task on an endless list. Their desire exists somewhere deep inside, but it's buried under sensory overload, emotional exhaustion, and the crushing weight of trying to function in a neurotypical world. Here's what that looks like. Your partner initiates, and instead of arousal, you feel stress. You're thinking, "I haven't showered, the room's a mess, I'm too tired, I can't get my brain to cooperate," and the guilt is suffocating, because you want it, but your ADHD brain has made intimacy feel like a performance you're already failing. And then there's the medication. The thing that's supposed to help you focus, it's killing your libido. Stimulant medications, Adderall, Ritalin, Vyvanse, are notorious for flattening sexual desire. They regulate dopamine in a way that helps you function during the day, but also numbs the reward centers that drive arousal. So now you're stuck in an impossible choice: medicate and lose your sex drive, or go unmedicated and lose your ability to be present. But here is where it gets even more layered, and this is the part people with a ADHD feel in their bones. Rejection sensitivity dysphoria during intimacy is brutal. ADHD doesn't just affect focus, it amplifies emotional responses. So when your partner says, "I'm tired tonight," your brain doesn't hear, "not tonight." It hears, "You're not desirable. You're too much. You're failing." And that emotional wound cuts so deep that you shut down. You stop initiating. You build walls, because if you never try, you can never be rejected. And your partner, they think you're not attracted to them anymore. They don't know that your brain is waging a war between craving intimacy and fearing the emotional devastation of perceived rejection. Let's go deeper into something most people don't realize: sensory processing in ADHD during sex. People with ADHD often have sensory sensitivities. Certain textures feel unbearable. Certain touches are too intense or not intense enough. The wrong lighting is distracting. A sound in another room pulls you out of the moment. Your partner thinks you're being picky or difficult, but your nervous system is screaming. And when your sensory system is overwhelmed, arousal becomes impossible. So you're stuck. You want intimacy, but your brain won't cooperate. And the shame? The shame makes you feel broken. Here's what most people with ADHD don't know. You're not broken. Your brain is just wired differently. And once you understand that, you can start working with your neurology instead of against it. That might mean communicating with your partner about what your brain needs. I need mental transition time before intimacy. I need the room to be calm. I need you to know that if I zone out, it's not about you. It's about my brain misfiring. And if your partner loves you, they'll listen, they'll adapt. Because this isn't about effort, it's about neurodivergence. It might also mean experimenting with when you're most present. Some people with ADHD are more sexually available in the morning when their brain is fresh. Others need the hyperfocus that comes at night. There's no right way, just your way. And if medication is affecting your libido, talk to your doctor. There are non-stimulant options. There are timing adjustments. There are solutions that don't require you to choose between functioning and feeling alive. If you're rewatching this and recognizing yourself, if you've spent years feeling shame about your sexual struggles and not knowing they were connected to your ADHD, I need you to hear this. Your sexuality isn't broken. It's just misunderstood. ADHD doesn't make you less capable of intimacy. It just makes it more complicated, more layered, more requiring of self-awareness and communication. And the people who are willing to understand that, they're the ones worth keeping.